intro again. Okay, thanks.
Welcome to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner Steve Stricker as we get ready for the Winamac Lady Warriors as they play host to Morgan Township. Steve, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. Excited. Getting some spring sports here. Been a little bit of a lull for us as basketball wound down and getting into the spring season here. First game.
So driving home from work, coming to the game, I was really optimistic about the weather.
Yeah.
And I think I saw 58, 59 on my, on my vehicle's temperature gauge. And, as I got out of my vehicle here at the park, it's actually a little bit, it does not feel like near 60 degrees.
No, the clouds came out there, but it doesn't look like we're going to get wet or anything. But, typical spring in Indiana, 2nd of April, you never know what you're going to get. And hey, the girls are out. They're getting ready to go. Morgan Township out there on the diamond. Also going on RTC TV4, we've got our first game of the season up at Culver. The Culver Lady Cavs taking on another one of our schools, the Argus Lady Dragons. And that one got started early. That was a 4:30 start as they only had to go about 10 miles to meet up there in Culver. Morgan Township had just a little bit farther to go, not to mention they're behind an hour. So getting a little bit later start than was intended. I think they were looking at about a 5:45 originally. And, it's 6 o'clock here. I think we're still a few, maybe 10 minutes away from getting the infield done here for Morgan. But I don't know. Ought to be a good game, huh?
I think it is gonna be a good game. I don't know a lot about Morgan Township. I haven't had a chance to do any research yet. And of course, it's early in the season too, Steve. But
Sure.
From what I have heard, this is a pretty talented squad, and I think they're going to give Winamac a run for their money this evening. So
Culver leads 16-7 up at Culver in the bottom of the 4th against the Lady Dragons. So Culver getting off to a nice start there for their softball season. Talked to Coach Hammond up there at Culver, and he's got a couple of his better pitchers that are actually on spring break right now, so he's missing a couple pieces tonight. So they're doing very well, getting started. Got a nice group up there, and Winamac's going to be playing Culver HNAC competition, and of course the HNAC just loaded with softball talent. Obviously, you got down the road a little bit here. You got Pioneer, the defending state champs. They're going to be loaded for bear again this season, so going to be a lot of good competition throughout the Hoosier North Athletic Conference this year.
absolutely, I think they're going to be real tough, and Knox played Winamac really tough last year as well. Now Winamac is going to have a very different look this year than they did last year. They had four seniors that Coach Belcher will talk about how they those 4 seniors started as freshmen and played all the way through and were really the anchor of the team. Now this year, this is really a brand new team for Winamac. There are several girls that are coming back that had varsity time, but it's just going to be a little bit different look and a different vibe out here for Winamac softball, and I'm excited to see what the product on the field is going to look like.
You said the starting pitcher for Winamac tonight was injured most of last year.
Yep. So on the mound tonight is going to be Kelsey Crawford. She's a junior for Winamac, and she sat out almost the entire season last year, and she was able to get back before sectional time. So she probably played in 2 games before the end of the season, roughly. And wow, you noticed really quickly how much we had missed her all season with what she can do at the plate. She wasn't throwing at the end of last year because she was still a little bit nursing an injury. But man, her stick is awesome, and excited to see what she can do at the plate this year.
All right, so the two teams are meeting out here at home plate, and hey, what's that? What's that I see over to our west here?
Oh, that does.
That big bright thing in the sky. Look at that. The sun's coming out here, and boy, if that sun comes out, it's going to warm things up here in a hurry. So we're going to have Morgan Township up first. Let's just kind of run through your lineups here. We'll give you the home team first. Blake Bailey is going to lead off and play in the center field. Aubrey Gearhart is going to bat number 2, and she'll be playing first. Crawford is going to bat third, and she's pitching. Alexis, is that Alexis?
Yep, Alexis
Grove is going to bat cleanup, and she's going to be playing short. Is that your writing? That's Ella, your Gearhart?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is that what that is?
I didn't know I was writing for you, Steve. Ella Gearhart.
Yeah,
yep.
so she's going to be batting 5th, and she'll be playing catcher. Batting 6th and playing second base is Emily Roush. Is that how you say that, Roush?
Correct. Very good.
Cass Sobzak, right?
Pretty close. Sobzak.
Sobzak, okay.
Yep.
She's going to be batting 7th and playing left. Kate Perry is going to be batting 8th and playing 3rd, and Jada Collins is going to be batting 9th, and she's going to be playing right field for Winamac. So first up is going to be Morgan Township. Erin Hudkins is going to be leading off for Morgan Township. She's going to be playing short. Lainey Ruff is going to be batting 2nd, and she's going to be playing 2nd. Ashley, all right, what did you write there?
Yeah, I don't know what I wrote, actually. Bolin? I bet it's a B-O-L-E-N.
Ashley Bolin batting 3rd, and she's going to be playing center. Emmy Wells batting cleanup, and she's going to be playing catcher. Carly Lemons is going to be batting 5th, and she'll be playing first base.
Elsa Hill, or no, Issa.
Issa Hill?
Yep, Issa Hill.
Okay, batting 6th, and she's going to be on the mound. Not really a mound, pitching.
Yeah, well, I think your points made.
Yeah, 7th is going to be Lauren Moore, and she'll be playing third base. Kenzie, boy, I should just let you read these. What is that?
Well, hold on a second. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get Kenzie's name.
That's
right?
why you write your own program, don't you?
Yeah. I think I was confused. Koselke.
Koselke?
Yep.
Okay.
Koselke.
So she's batting 8th, playing right, and then Cunningham is going to be batting 9th and playing left. So that's your starting lineups here for
Very
the
good,
two
Steve.
teams. Yeah.
Way to get through those names. I'm
Keeps
impressed.
it interesting anyway. Well, the sun was out for just a brief moment. That was a nice little reprieve. It's a little windy. The wind's kind of blowing, went out to right field a little bit, looks like.
Yep.
So
could be some bombs tonight.
yeah, you get your left-handers up there. You're going to take advantage of that. See, so your daughter pitches left.
Correct.
Does she bat left too?
She does.
She's full left. Okay.
Yep. Aubrey.
I was one of those weird ones. I would bat left, but I throw right.
I gotcha.
I don't know how that happened, but.
And now for the home team, the Winamac Lady Warriors.
So introductions are being made.
Playing center field, number 2, Blake Bailey.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in here. Like I said, it's been a little while since we've been on the air here at Winamac, and ready to get going. Going to have another game. Obviously, everything is weather permitting, right?
Absolutely.
For spring, but they got another big game coming up on Thursday night here from Winamac. Forget who they're playing on Thursday.
Number 10, Ella Gearhart. Batting number 6 and playing second base, number 5.
Hebron's coming to town, so getting a
Okay.
couple of teams up there from that area coming to town here early in the season. Like you said, we don't know, obviously being a new year, what Morgan is going to bring to the field, but traditionally Morgan Township has had some pretty good softball teams.
Had pretty good product with. Yep, I'd anticipate a pretty tough
Yeah.
team coming to town.
All right, going to get our national anthem. We'll get going here.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Sorry. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, so we're getting set to go here. The teams are back in their respective dugouts and going to get some softball here for you on RTC TV4.
This will be the first game of the year for Winamac. Winamac tried to have a game before spring break, which historically they always have their first game right after spring break. That game ended up getting canceled because of just being cold.
Yeah.
But so it'll be nice to see. I know there's a lot of hype. I think historically Coach Belcher doesn't really like to play Morgan Township first, and I think getting that initial game out of the way before you play a tough team like Morgan Township would have been ideal. A little bit of a tune-up game, but I don't know. We'll see what we got going tonight.
All right, just a little update up at Culver. Culver leads 20-7, top of the fifth. So that game looking like it's going to go early as they're up 13 in the top of the fifth. So Argus up to bat. If they can't get 4 runs on the board, they're going to be done early here. So Culver looking good in their first outing here, and final preparations here on the infield warm-ups for the Lady Warriors. And you know, it's Indiana and it's spring, and you just never know what you're going to get. You're talking about trying to get that game in before spring break, and still a little chilly here this afternoon, but a lot nicer than it was a week or so ago. So
absolutely. And as a parent and as an adult, you feel cold, but I don't know. These girls are pretty hyped up about a first game. I doubt if they're feeling the cold the same way that the parents in the stands are.
Seeing a lot of sleeveless short sleeves out there. You know, they're moving around, they're staying warm. So yeah, it'll be a good one here. It's going to be Aaron Hudkins leading off here for Morgan Township. That's the one advantage, you know, once you move up to college softball. If you're lucky enough to play college softball, they spend a lot of their spring down south usually.
Right.
And
Number 5, Hudkins.
shoot, by the time they play a game in Indiana, they've already played 20 games of their season.
Right, yep.
Hudkins coming up here to the plate. Right-hander is going to step into the box. That didn't hit the camera.
No. That'll be an interesting view if it does, right? We'll get to see the ball.
It'll be our last view.
Yeah.
We'll just warn you now, if our camera is sitting there on the inside of the fence, if it gets hit and goes out, we're going to be saying sayonara to this game. Don't forget your balls and strikes there,
Oh,
Tim.
yeah, I am forgetting that, aren't I?
Yeah.
That's quickly 2 strikes.
Yeah. There you go. First game of the season, so 0-2 the count here on Hudkins. Just a little outside. Ball 1. 7. One ball, 2 strikes to Hudkins. That one's going to be a ball in the dirt. Evens the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter of the season here for Morgan Township. Just getting underway here from Winamac Town Park. Stays alive with the foul tip.
Ooh, just missed. That's going to bring the count full. That's 6 pitches Hudkins has seen so far. Usually the more pitches you see, the more advantage to the hitter.
Gonna miss on the inside, so the first batter of the year is on for Morgan with the walk. It's gonna bring up Lainey Ruff, the second baseman, wearing number 17. She's a right-handed batter as well here for Morgan Township. Gonna take one.
A little upstairs.
Yeah, ball 1. It's a little different than basketball.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's a shot.
Wind blowing out. That's going to hit the fence in the air. It's going to advance Hudkins to third. Uh-oh. We're going to have runners at second and third now.
Ruff going to go to second on the throw.
Now batting, 13, Bolin.
Got trouble brewing here in the top of the first for Winamac.
Actually, Bolin, the center fielder, is going to be up here with runners on second and third for Morgan. Get strike 1 on the inside corner.
Winamac's still looking for their first out of the season. They need to knock that one off to get a little bit of comfort and find a rhythm. I missed the bunt there.
0-2 count now for Bolin. 2 on, second and third, nobody out here in the top half of the first inning. 0-2 count. And there's a strikeout.
Now batting, number 18, Wells.
First out of the season here for Winamac. Still have 2 on though. Bring up Wells. Fouls that one off third baseline. Wells is the catcher. She is a tall catcher. Normally your catchers are a little bit stockier, but tall catcher for Morgan Township. Strike 2. That was right in there, a little bit low on the bottom half of the strike zone right there, but she gets 0-2 now with 1 out. Runner still on second and third for Morgan. Fouled out of play. Wells able to stay alive on the 0-2 pitch. That one's gonna droop right at second. 1 run is in. Runner stays at second. So the first run of the season is on the board for Morgan Township.
Now batting, 23, Lemon.
So an infield single for Wells. That's going to bring up Carly Lemons, the first baseman. That one's going to be fouled out of play. Didn't hear any glass, so it must have hit the ground.
It is not uncommon for a vehicle to get dinked up at the park here.
Well, there's a lot of diamonds, so it's kind of hard to find that sweet spot. That one's going to be shot to short. One run's going to be in. They're going to get it in time. So they get the out. Runner moves to second. One run across. So Lemons is out. Wells advances to second.
Now batting 3, Hill.
It's going to bring up the pitcher, Essa Hill, with 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Hill takes strike 1. So 0-1, got 2 outs. 2 runs are in for Morgan Township. Nice pitch right across the middle of the plate, strike 2. Morgan's bats have been pretty lively here in the top of the first, Tim.
It's taken a couple of batters for Kelsey to get comfortable out there. She's starting to dial it in. She had one ball hit off her fairly well to right field. In fact, I'm surprised that didn't carry out. The wind's blowing out a little bit, and that ball was just high enough up in the air.
Foul off. That's got to hurt right off of her ankle.
Yep, on a cold day like this.
Got 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 2 down in the top of the first. Runner on third now. It's Wells over at third. Ball 2. 2-2 is the count to Hill. That one's going to be out of play in the tree. Hill stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the first. 2 runs across.
That's a lot of deuces on the board, Steve.
It is. That's a lot of 2s. Only 1 runner on base, though.
That's an important reality for Winamac.
Yeah.
Let's leave him out there.
Shot to second. Throw over to first, and that's the 3rd out. Four 3 put out, and after 1 half.
This broadcast brought to you in part by.
We're back.
Just kidding.
All right. So after a half inning here, Morgan Township with a 2-0 lead. We'll take a quick break and come back with the bottom half of the first. It's going to be Bailey, Gerhart, and Crawford up for Winamac.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV 4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner Steve Stricker. Getting ready for the bottom of the first. Winamac comes to the plate with giving up a 2 spot in the top of the first there, Steve.
Yeah, Morgan Township came up, and they had a couple pretty solid hits there. That one out to right field by Wells was no, it wasn't Wells. I think it was Ruff, wasn't it, that hit that one?
Yep. It was their number 2 batter.
Yeah, so some pretty good solid hits for Morgan Township in the top half, but Winamac able to, kind of hold them a little bit, only getting 2 runs across. Could have done some more damage there. So we'll see what they can do here with their sticks as they get ready for the bottom half of the first. Blake Bailey's going to be up first, and then Aubrey Gerhart, Kelsey Crawford, and then Alexis Grove batting cleanup here for the Warriors.
So it seems like a lot of just trying to learn or get to know this Morgan Township team. The top half of their lineup, you can tell, has some pop, and those girls know what they're doing. But Winamac can answer too, and they have some girls at the top of their lineup, really throughout their lineup, that can hit the ball and does a nice job. So it'll be interesting to see if we can answer in this game.
It's neat because, I haven't watched a lot of Winamac softball, but you hear a lot of these names. These girls played basketball, and you saw them playing different sports. And, I'm going to be at Oak Hill tomorrow doing some interviews with the girls basketball team over there. And that's one of the things I was very impressed with Oak Hill was they've got so many of the girls that play 2 or 3 sports, and you can kind of see that as well here at Winamac. And it just, in this day and age of specialization, I like it when you see a girl playing at least 2 and possibly 3 sports. And, when we were in school, you were probably the same way, you played at least 3 sports.
Right.
You had a fall season, you had a winter season, you had a spring season, and you put the ball down at the end of the basketball season and you picked up the baseball or you picked up the baton for track. And
absolutely. And these little 2A and 1A schools, if you don't have your athletes playing each of the sports, man, your sports program can go down the tubes depending on what it is and what the energy is. So
there's just not enough bodies to go around. So Bailey up here, going to take ball 1 low on the first pitch for Morgan Township.
Bailey was a lot of fun to watch in basketball this year. She created a lot of chaos out on the basketball court.
Yeah, she was. And, we were talking about that Culver-Argus game, and Argus was able to get those runs that they needed. They got 4 in the top of the 5th, so they're staying alive. 20,
oh, my gosh.
20-11 and going into the bottom half of the 5th.
That's a lot of runs.
Yeah, 20-11. I remember last year, we were down at Argus was down at Caston, and 3 balls now on Bailey. I think the final score ended up being 24-23.
That's amazing.
Down the third base line, and that's going to be misplayed, and Bailey's going to go to second. I don't know, would you say that was a throwing error or an error on first baseman?
I think it was a throwing error. I would have given that to the third baseman. I was surprised to see Belcher give her the 3-0 green light on a bunt.
Right.
I like it. I like her being aggressive out there. That's good.
So Bailey gets to second. We'll call that an E3. How's that sound?
I like it.
Right.
I like it. Bailey, a lot of speed out there on second base. I like having her on the base paths.
So Gearhart up, swings at the first. So 0-1 the count here to the left-hander. Takes ball 1 low, 1-1 count here for Gearhart. So I know my daughters, when my oldest daughter was a senior, my middle daughter was a freshman, and got to watch them play softball together. And you get that same thing here this year with your daughters playing, and that's neat.
Yeah,
it's
freshman
really
and sophomore. Yeah. Me and my wife are excited about it. Yep, we've been watching them play softball a long time together and been talking about watching them play together in high school. So
you're going to get a couple years of them playing together. Yeah, 3 years. So.
Yep. Aubrey really probably should have, I don't know, that was a pretty close pitch for 2 strikes. He could have rung her up on the outside corner, but might have been just off the plate.
Now swings at that one. She's going to go down swinging for the first out. So Bailey on second. Gearhart strikes out. Kelsey Crawford's going to come to the plate. Hill, the pitcher for Morgan Township, throwing some nice stuff here early. Gets the outside corner on that. Strike 1 on Crawford. Sun's kind of threatening to come back out here.
It's teasing us, isn't it? Way out in front.
A little early, yep. Crawford down 0-2. Hill's been doing a pretty good job of staying ahead of the batters. Hasn't been getting behind too much. Really, you get the third baseman, besides that throwing error, and they could have been 3 up and 3 down here.
Yep.
Hill doing a good job, gets the strikeout for the second out of the inning. Alexis Grove's going to step into the batter's box here for the Warriors.
Big swing.
Blake Bailey on second for Winamac. Holds off on the high pitch there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here, bottom half of the first inning for the Warriors. Takes ball 2 outside. Yeah, Culver picked up a run in the bottom half of the 5th to finish it off 21-11. So the Lady Cavs pick up the win. That's going to be popped up. Let's see where first base out. Drops it. Wow, that looked like she had her eyes on that one, and it just pops out of the second baseman's glove. So Winamac gets a break right there.
There are a couple things going on at that. Sun just came out, so
Right.
that was part of the issue. And then the that wind still is really blowing out here, Steve. You've got to think that's going to be a factor.
Yeah, I think it made that ball move just enough. Still had intermit, though. So Ella Gearhart up, takes strike 1. With Grove on first, 1 run across. Morgan Township still leads 2-1 here, bottom half of the first. Foul tips back off of the fence. No balls, 2 strikes. I like what I see though from Winamac. They're gonna make you work for it. They're gonna definitely be swinging the bat. If you get a team that just kind of has the bat on their shoulders. Good eye right there by Gearhart. Takes ball 1.
Let's go, Ella. Find a hole out there.
Just a bit low. Nice eye. Evens count up at 2-2. Back up to a lot of 2s out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Morgan Township leads Winamac 2-1. Gearhart swings and misses for strike 3. But the damage is done. 1 run across after 1. Morgan Township leads the Warriors 2-1. We're going to take a break, come back here with the top half of the second. It's going to be Moore, Kinsey, and Cunningham, the bottom half of the bottom third of the lineup for Morgan Township here in the top of the second.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
Welcome back to RTC TV 4. This is Tim Gearhart. No. What? Yep.
All right, so Lauren Moore, the Third baseman's going to be up here first as we start the top of the second for Morgan Township. Lady Cherokees lead 2-1 after one. It's going to be Moore, Kosecki, and Cunningham for Morgan. So the warm-ups are complete.
I think that sun decided it is going to stay, Steve.
Yeah, still a little breezy, but nice to feel the sun on the left side here. All right, here we go. Inning number 2 underway. Moore takes ball 1 high. Shot to short, nice job there, and it's going to be an out. 6-3 put out for out number 1.
Batting next, number 4, Kosecki.
Nice job there. That was a hard shot to short. Nice job for Grove.
Yep, Lexi's really come a long way at the shortstop position. Made a handful of just really outstanding plays last year, so I anticipate her being a really solid shortstop for Winamac this year.
Made a nice play on that ball.
Yes, she did. There's a lot of smoke on that hit.
Yeah, it was hit very hard and fielded cleanly. Nice throw over to first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Catches the corner on that one for strike 2 on Kosecki. Apologize if I'm saying that name wrong. That's just what Tim told me it was. Drop ball on 3rd strike. Throw down to first is errant, so she's going to be safe. I hate that rule.
Yeah.
That, especially in softball and baseball, it's very hard to get on with that drop 3rd strike, but no more than you have to run to get there on softball. It's tough.
Yep.
But she's going to reach on a drop 3rd strike. It's going to bring up Cunningham with 1 out, 1 on here for Morgan Township. I guess it depends on which side of that rule you're on, right?
Yeah, I think
for
so.
Morgan, they probably like it right now.
Yep. It's just like officiating. If things are going your way, you like the officiating. If they're not, you don't.
So ball 2 here. Crawford back to first, gets the out at 1. So the put out moves Kosecki over to second.
Now batting 5, Hudkins.
So we're going to go back up to the top here with Hudkins.
Morgan Township has a few girls who can put the bunt down, and man, it's interesting how much more critical a bunt seems to be in softball as opposed to baseball.
Right. Good play there by Ella, keeping that ball. Kind of lost it out of her glove, but had the presence of mind to grab it with her offhand. Big swing and a miss on that one for strike 1. Hudkins walked her first time up. That's going to be foul out of play. Strike 2. Crawford had her down 0-2 in the top of the first and ended up walking. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Miss off the outside corner on that one.
It's like they're trying to get her to hit a ground ball at any rate. If she gets a bat on the ball, they'd rather it be on the ground.
Very patient, as you saw, in the first when she was down 0-2 and was able to get on by the walk and had her down 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike
That's
3.
A big strikeout.
So the Warriors get out of the top half of the second with no runs across for Morgan Township. We're going to move to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Roush, Sobsack, and Perry up for Winamac as we move into the bottom half of the second. Be back here in just a moment on RTC TV4.
This is Old You. And this is Now You.
Five wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
I would pop in a 0 up there. Hey,
Welcome back to our TCTV4. I will pop in a 0,
Yes.
actually. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That helps you keep track of the number of innings, right?
right, know where we're at. So
I like it.
getting set for the bottom half of the second inning. For Winamac, it's going to be Emily Roush. She's your second baseman, going to be up first. Be her first at-bat here this season.
Batting first, 5
Morgan kind of
Scott.
got around there a couple times in the first, but Winamac able to keep them off of the scoreboard there in the second. So let's see if they can get another run or two back here in the bottom half of the second.
That strikeout from their striking out their leadoff batter
Yeah.
was really big.
Yeah.
I think that's a tone setter, and hopefully that'll carry them through defensively when they come out on the field. I'd sure like to see them score some runs here, though.
Well, and they only had the one base runner that inning, and that was due to a dropped third strike. So nice hit out into right, but that's going to be played for out number 1. So Roush hits a solid shot out to right. She's going to be put out by the right fielder. Let's bring up Cass Sobsack here. They got walkout music, do they?
Maybe.
Yeah. It sounded
And
like-
consistently have it
Yeah.
if we do.
As a pitcher, those are the outs you like. You know, one pitch and you get the out off of the pop fly.
Yep.
Let your defense do some help back there.
That is efficiency. One pitch, one out.
And she's got 2 strikes now here for Sobsack. 0-2 with 1 out. Kate Perry on deck for the Warriors. Takes ball 1 outside. Coach Belcher been here how many years now, Tim?
Gosh, I should know that.
She's been here quite a while, I know.
Yep, I'd say 8 or 9 anyway.
Yeah.
Yep, she's done a real nice job with the program. One of the things that, I think that it doesn't matter what sport it is, investing in the youth programs is really important.
Yeah.
And I remember the first year we had our girls in the softball program out here. We saw Belcher a lot down at the park and helping out, coaching even just the younger kids. And, man, that's how you engage these kids into your program and get them to buy in. And I really respect that a lot about Coach Belcher.
That's going to be popped up. Looks like it's playable. Shortstop makes the out. Out number 2.
Batting from third, Perry.
So 2 outs for Kate Perry as she comes to the plate here in the bottom half of the second. Steps in left side here. Shot down second, nice play, backhanded and put out. So 1, 2, 3 for Winamac here in the bottom of the second. No hits, no runs, no errors. Going to go to the top of the third. It's going to be Ruff, Ashley, and Wells coming up for Morgan Township. Be back here in a moment. You're watching RTC TV4.
This is Old You. And this is Now You. things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV 4. It's Tim Gerhardt, my partner Steve Stricker. Getting ready to go into the top of the third inning. The pretty tight ball game so far. Have scored a 2-1 in favor of Morgan Township.
You're a little hopeful already, Tim.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, you already got Morgan with 2 outs here.
Oh, I do? Well, then I might as well give him some strikes, too.
Right. Lainey Ruff, she hit a single and scored her first time up. Foul tip, strike. Pitch number 1. Crawford's really settling in on the plate on the mound there. Oh, wow. That was a nasty changeup right there. She had her swing, and I don't think the ball was 3/4 of the way there.
See, that's why I left 2 strikes on to start the inning, Steve.
Yeah.
Quickly 0-2.
That was nasty on that changeup. And then she goes back to the heat for strike 3. 3 pitches. That's an efficient out right there. Ruff goes down swinging. Going to bring up Ashley Bolin. Bolin struck out her first time up in the top of the first. Crawford hits the outside corner on that one. Crawford really settling down and pitching some really good stuff right now. Way late on that. It's going to go foul out of play off the first base line.
That's 5 pitches in this inning. They've all been strikes, Steve.
Well, you can't get much more efficient than that. That one's hit solid. Almost gets the play short. So that's going to drop in for a single.
Just kind of fisted that one out there off the inside part of the bat, I think. But that takes a lot of strength to get it out there when it's up on the handle like that.
Yeah. It's going to bring up Lemons with 1 on here, 1 out in the top of the third. Wanted a different ball, and the ump just sticks that one back in the bag like we're not in the majors here. Crawford misses on that one. 2 balls, no strikes.
Nice. Little drop ball.
I think it's 2-1, isn't it?
2 balls and 1 strike, yep.
Okay, they got 1-1 on the board. Solid to short.
Could be 2.
Play to 2 and 1.
Yes, it is.
In time.
Double play.
Nice play, unassisted. So that's a good way to get out of a inning right there. Double play puts them out. And we're going to go down to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Collins and then Bailey and Gerhardt up for Winamac.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
I don't even know.
Welcome back to RTC TV4's coverage of the Winamac Morgan Township game here at the Winamac Park. Winamac Park, kind of a cool environment for a softball game.
Yeah.
A little non-traditional. It's well off the high school campus, and really in Winamac, we just have a great little park here.
Yeah, a nice park, and you know, I've actually been coming here for a lot of years and played a lot of summer ball here at Winamac in the summer league back in the day, and of course the fairgrounds back in the back part of the park. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening here throughout, and this is kind of the kickoff, I guess you'd say. You know, there's a lot going to be happening from now until, you know, mid-August, September.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep, in the summer and a weeknight, man, you can drive down into the park when there's a couple softball games going and a little league game, and yeah, it's just kind of a neat environment.
As long as the river stays where it's supposed to be.
You know, that can be a problem at times. I think it's cooperating this year so far.
So far, so good.
Yep.
Jada Collins is going to be up here first for Winamac. And I tell you what, Emily Roush with a great play to finish off the, or was that, no, that was
Alexis Grove.
Grove, yeah, with a nice unassisted double play.
Yep, she came off second base a little bit awkward,
Yeah.
but she has a really strong arm, able to fire it over to first.
Foul tip, strike one for Collins. Yeah, I wasn't sure that she was going to be able to get that over there quick enough, and man, she really has a rocket.
Yeah, she does. Yes, she does. Just a strong kid.
Yeah. Well, Suns decided to go back in for a little bit under the clouds. Swing and a miss. Collins strike two. Hill doing a nice job pitching here for Morgan Township.
He's a good-looking pitcher.
Yeah.
Moves the ball around a lot, hitting her spots, changes speeds up.
Collins takes strike out on 3 pitches. It's going to bring Blake Bailey back up here. Leadoff hitter for the Warriors. Got around and scored on her first trip. Only run here for the Warriors.
It's going to be way upstairs. Blake dropped a really nice bunt down the third baseline, her first time up with a 3-0 count. Got all the way to second base on an errant throw from the third baseman.
Tries to do that again, a little slap hit. Going to go foul off of the first baseline for strike one. Got 1 ball, 1 strike, bottom of the third here. Morgan leads 2-1. And that's going to be out in the left and right at the left fielder.
Let's go, Aubrey.
It's going to bring up Aubrey Gearhart. She struck out her first time up in the bottom half of the first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third for the Warriors. Oh. Swing and a miss. That's going to go off the mask of the umpire. And
he appears to be smiling about it. He's talking to Aubrey a little bit. I don't know if the strike zone might have opened up just slightly after that.
Mike Lord is the ump. He's he officiates a lot of different things. He's from the Knox area. He was a coach at Knox, I believe, back in the late 90s, early 90s. I've had him ump several of my basketball games for my junior high kids. And you see him around quite a bit. Stays alive.
Pretty good 0-2 pitch.
Gearhart trying to keep the inning going here. 0-2, 2 outs. Good eye on that one, a little high and outside for ball 1. Takes ball 2 low. Evens the count at 2-2. See if she can fight back on this one, get on base, keep this inning going here for the Warriors. Full count. Good patient at bat here for Aubrey.
Nice to see her come back from 0-2.
Right. And we saw the Morgan Township leadoff hitter do that and able to reach, so let's see if Aubrey can do the same.
Yep. Pitcher and catcher having a little bit of trouble getting together on what pitch to throw.
There she goes. Gets the walk.
Let's go, Kelsey.
So Gearhart reaches on the walk after taking an 0-2 start on her at bat. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Kelsey Crawford, with 2 outs. Hill's struggling trying to find the strike zone all of a sudden. He's thrown 5 straight balls.
Yeah, we haven't seen that from her yet this game. She's been pretty tough. She had struggled a little bit with that lead off the game. And then outside of that, she's been pretty good with her spots. Tying run aboard, go ahead run at the plate with 2 outs. The wind is definitely blowing out. It's like straight out to center.
Ooh, that looked like a good one to take a shot at right there, but Crawford looks at strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 3rd. 1 runner on for the Warriors. I don't know what that pitch was. That was a different angle coming out of her hand right there. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Changes it up.
It's a good job just fighting that pitch off.
Yeah.
She was out front of it and was able to get a little bit of the bat on the ball.
Kind of slowed the bat down enough to get to wait for that ball to come in on it. Ooh, got her looking on strike 3. So Crawford goes down looking, and that's going to do it for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 3rd. Coming up for Morgan Township, Hill, Moore, and Kosecki. Warriors trailing 2-1 after 3. We'll be back here in a moment on RTC TV4.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett, my partner Steve Stricker, on a balmy night in Winamac, Indiana.
And we're sitting here in our shorts and T-shirts. And
flip-flops.
Yeah. It just depends on when the sun's out. It's not bad if the sun comes out, but it's well under some clouds here now. It's moving into the top half of the 4th inning.
Remember last year we opened up at Rensselaer, and that temperature dropped when the sun went down, and there were little flakes of snow starting to come down, and it was just plain old miserable. Now this compared to that, this is all day long, but man, when it was starting to spit snow, standing out there. And
I tell you what, I lived over just west of Rensselaer for about a year after I got out of Purdue, and that wind, I think, comes from pretty much Kansas.
Right.
There's nothing. I didn't realize there was a prairie in Indiana until I moved over there.
Right.
Hill up to bat here. She grounded out.
That's trouble.
Dinger out left center. Hill sends one flying. So 1 pitch, Hill gets the Morgan Township team on the board again with the home run to left center. Makes the score 3-1 here. No outs in the top half of the 4th. She took advantage. She got that up in that wind, and it just sailed. was a solid hit for sure, but she had some help from the wind.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of help there. Nice thing this is a good ballpark to hit in. Down the lines, it's only 185, and regulations typically 220. So there's a lot of home runs hit here in Winamac.
I think that's the minimum, isn't it? 185 for softball?
Maybe. I haven't actually read, or I've never even heard that there is a minimum per se, but
yeah,
I know they're small.
There is. I think that's pretty close. And it also depends on the height of the fence.
Right, sure.
Because I know we had to move our plate out at Argus because it was too close to the backstop. It wasn't regulation. So in doing that shortened the field, but then we have a high enough fence because it's a 6-foot fence.
Okay, yeah.
So you can get, shorter distances with the height of the fence.
Gotcha.
Change up doesn't fall for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Moore. Full count, 3-2. Crawford needs to just kind of settle in, find her groove here in the top half of the 4th. Out in front of that one, hits it foul off the third base line.
That's a 6th pitch of the sequence. It'd be worthwhile to track the number of pitches, or if that's just a little bit too ambitious.
I don't know. Yeah, she gets the walk there. Tried to go with the changeup, but didn't get enough on it to get it across. So Moore reaches on the walk. It's going to bring up Kosecki. She made it over to second her first time up. Crawford finds the strike zone, gets the first one on Kosecki, 0-1. 3-1 here in the top of the 4th. There she goes.
That Moore keeps looking over at the third base coach. She looks like she's a pretty quick kid. I wouldn't be surprised to see Morgan Township get aggressive and send her on down to second base.
They have it 1-2. They got it 2-1. That's an out. All right. Questioned myself there for a second, but I thought that she had 2 strikes. So the first out of the inning here for Morgan Township is going to bring up Cunningham, number 9 hitter.
Great play by Kate Perry.
Gets the out, so ground out. Cunningham 5-3 put out for out number 2.
That ball was hit really hard to Katy Perry, and she did a good job coming up with that ball.
Back to the top, Hudkins back up for Morgan Township. Moore's looking around second, get into third here. She's about halfway across there before she decided to go back to second. Foul off the fence, 1 ball, 1 strike to Hudkins. Crawford can fight back and get this out here and limit that damage off that first batter. I think the Winamac team has to feel pretty good about that.
Yep. And this girl struck out her second time up, correct?
Yep.
Her last appearance.
Yep. Takes it looking. Strike 3. So the Warriors able to battle back, get out of the inning after 1 run on the home run on the first pitch by Essa Hill. After 3.5, Morgan Township leads 3-1 coming up here in the bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Grove, Gerhardt, Ella Gerhardt, and Roush for the Winamac Warriors.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
Going.
All right, welcome back to the game here in Winamac. RTC TV4's broadcast of Winamac Lady Warrior Softball. This is the first softball game we've done at Winamac. It's my first softball game that I've done at all, but man, I'm excited to be doing this. I really appreciated what RTC has done and their commitment to the community, and I think that's good stuff.
Well, Tim, you know, it is, and we're just getting started. I mean, we got a long way to go, and we appreciate your family, appreciate you and your family for really stepping up and helping out here at Winamac. And we got a lot of exciting stuff. You know, we're in 8 schools now throughout, you know, Winamac, Culver Community Pioneer, Rochester, Tippy Valley, North Miami, Argus, and you know, it's not just about sports, and that's kind of what we're looking at here in year number 2 of the big, you know, of our expansion, and we're really looking to get into that community, get into the community TV, if you will. And we're really excited, and we're excited to have you and your family on board. Ball number 1 here for Grove.
You know, you talk about, and I've heard you and I've heard Scott over at RTC talk about, you know, really this idea of trying to bring communities together, and I don't know, I think that's a pretty noble goal, and I'm excited to see how that pans out. But, you know, targeting the schools in terms of communities' interest, these small rural communities, I mean, what do you got? I mean, we're really lucky in Winamac, and, you know, it's small town living. We love it. It's a happy thing to us. But in a small community, really the heartbeat of the community is what's going on at your school, man, because everybody's invested in the youth and in kids, and I think you guys are onto something by really starting there with a focus.
Strike 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3 strikes. 3 balls. Sorry. 3 balls and 1 strike. Got backwards there. Yeah, it is. And, you know, with being from the Argus area and growing up in Culver and all that, and shot off of out of bounds off of first base is going to make the count full 3-2. Growing up in Culver and having my kids go to Argus, you know, I see that as a parent, and you fight for those schools, and you don't get much smaller than Argus or Culver. And, you know, I think it's important to keep those schools going. I think it's important to do everything that we can to help. There's a ball. So that's going to be a walk for the leadoff for Alexis Grove.
Well, in a lot of ways, the identity of the community is really wrapped up in that school system. I remember my mother teaching at that little Monterey school.
Right.
When Monterey closed and they consolidated, I mean, they were always part of Culver school system, but when that school closed, man, the town just felt different, you know?
Yeah. And I know that was a tough decision, too, because I'm good friends with somebody that was on the school board at that time. It was tough. It was tough all around, and I know the people, you know, struggled with that decision, but it just, you know, it was one of those decisions that had to be made.
Absolutely. But you think about that just as an example. You mentioned keeping these schools going. Now, in that case, they weren't able to. It's nobody's fault. It just wasn't feasible. But I mean, you think about how much energy people have about their small town schools, man.
Garrett pops out to the first baseman for out number 1. Grove stands on first base. Emily Roush comes up to bat here for Winamac. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Morgan Township leads 3-1 over the Lady Warriors. Takes ball 2 high.
Emily had a nice shot to right field her first time up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was right at the right fielder.
Yep.
But she didn't make solid contact. And, that's one thing that the Winamac team, struggled with a little bit so far is, making really good hard contact.
Yep, you got to credit this Morgan Township pitcher. I mean, she just kept a lot of the girls off balance and keep them guessing, and she's pitching a really nice game.
She's hitting her spots, and that's very important in high school. If you can hit your spots, and then she has a nasty changeup, that's pretty important. Gets strike 2 on Roush. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Everybody wants to throw, a drop ball and a rise ball and all this stuff, but if you have a solid fastball where you can hit your spots and a changeup, that'll get you through high school pretty good.
Now that pitch right there almost looked like a knuckleball. Did you see that coming in? There's hardly any rotation on that, Steve. That was crazy.
I think that might have been a version of a changeup where you knuckle it. I know my daughter she had several different styles of changeups that she would throw, and that was one of them where it's almost you push the ball, similar to what you would with a knuckleball in baseball.
Nice. Well, that looked pretty nasty coming in without hardly any rotation.
So Roush gets on with the walk. It's going to bring up Sobczak with runners at first and second. Strike 1 to Sobczak.
So we got the tying run at first base and Emily Roush, and Cassidy representing the go-ahead right now at home plate.
This is a good opportunity here for the Warriors. Showing bunt. Can't get in front of it. It's going to be a strike. So she's not going to be trying to bunt here with 2 strikes. Yeah, with 1 out, you want to make solid contact, move the runners along, even if you take a sacrifice, but you got to get something positive here with runners at first and second and 1 out. Takes strike 3. That was right on the outside corner.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah. So 2 outs for Perry. She had a grounder to second her first time up. Fouls that one back. She's trying to hit her camera there, Timmy.
Yep, she's aiming for it.
Yeah. I'll go out in the truck and get the heater going. Takes strike 2. They go from runners on first and second with 1 out to 0-2 with 2 outs here. Runners still at first and second. Just missed that one.
Pretty close pitch on 0-2.
I don't think anybody would complain if he would have called that a strike. Yeah. I mean, that was right there. Little, this is cool too, because a lot of teams you don't even, really see the pitcher and catcher calling plays. I mean, calling pitches like this. So they're definitely trying to get on the same page here.
Yep. Yep, and it looks like they're
strike 2, strike 3 for Perry. So that's going to do it here with leave 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th. So we're going to go to the top of the 5th. Morgan Township still leads 3-1. We're going to be up with Ruff, Bolin, and Wells here in the top of the 5th for Morgan Township.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Find your go with Braun Ability, the world's most trusted name in mobility. Braun Ability is a proud supporter of the Winamac community, where we are working together for a more mobile world. Learn more online at braunability.com. Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been proudly serving the community since 1963, with 18 physicians and nurse practitioners, along with a friendly and knowledgeable staff. This broadcast brought...
Welcome back to our TCTV4. This is Tim Garrett, my partner Steve Stricker. That wind is picking up a little bit, but you know it's picking up and it's heading straight to center field, which is going to be a good thing when we get to the bottom of the 5th inning. Now the top of the 5th here, we are not interested in the wind blowing out. But
well, we'll see what the Lady Warriors can do. They've done a nice job here, just had a couple of hiccups. Of course, that first pitch home run by Hill as we started out the top of the 4th didn't help things for Winamac. Got Ruff coming up. She struck out her last time out. Got Bolin coming up and Wells. So Bolin was in that I don't know what she did. She must have struck out her last time up.
Kelsey's really settled in and thrown a nice game. After that first inning, giving up a 2 spot, has really minimized the damage from that. Really settled in and thrown the ball well.
That one's going to find the gap between short and third.
It was a grounder with eyes.
So Ruff is on, leadoff batter.
Now batting 17, Ruff.
This is rough. That was Hutkins. That was popped up. Good play by Gerhardt to get the out. Well, at some point here I got off by a batter, but we'll get that adjusted. So Bolin.
That didn't miss by much. Maybe just off the plate.
Strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Hutkins on first. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Hit hard, but it's going to be off of the fence, out of bounds, foul ball. Change up, right back to the pitcher, throws out at first. Hutkins moves over to second, but that's the 2nd out here of the inning. Emmy Wells going to come up here. She reached her last time out, but got put out on that nice double play to end the inning in the top of the 3rd. She's got to be pushing 6 foot. There's a strong shot, but it's going to be foul out of play.
Yeah, if you can tell, this is a strong kid right here. And as well as Morgan Township hits the ball, when you're at their number 3 or number 4 spot, you know there's some talent sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been making solid contact. I give Winamac a lot of credit to hold them to 3 runs. They've definitely been making contact. That one's solid hit. It's going to find the gap between right and center. Going to have 1 run across. She's going to stay at first.
Bailey does a nice job getting the ball in quickly. Hit Kelsey on the cutoff, minimize the damage on that.
So an RBI single for Wells. Brings 1 run across. Makes it 4-1 Morgan Township. Carly Lemons up to bat. She grounded out to second base into that double play. Big swing and a miss on that one, strike 2. She wanted all that one, Tim. She makes contact with that swing. That one's gone.
Yep.
Way ahead, dropped, and get it that time.
It's a good job keeping that drop ball in front of her that time. It was in the dirt.
So 1 run across, 1 left on base after 4.5. It's Morgan Township 4, Winamac 1. We'll be back here bottom half of the 5th, and it's going to be Collins, Bailey, and Aubrey Gearhart up for the Warriors.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. You know that advertisement for the Winamac Deli. I haven't eaten dinner yet tonight, Steve.
Oh.
That's almost not even fair to watch that commercial. When
It
you're
is
starving.
a little painful, and unfortunately Bob's not there right now. Maybe if he's watching, we can have him bring over a couple of pans of barbecue for us.
You know what? That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I think where we're at with the way the wind's blowing, if he was cooking, we probably could smell it from here.
No kidding. I would not be surprised about that.
So we go into the bottom half of the 5th. Morgan Township leading 4-1, and
we got 9-1-2.
Yep, it's going to be Collins, Bailey, and Gearhart up here for the Warriors. So
That sounds like runs to me, Steve.
I hope so. We need to get some in here. With been struggling making contact. Hill has been doing a great job. She's been hitting her pitches where she needs to. She's been placing them on the corners, and then nasty changeup.
It's putting a lot of spin on the ball too. You see a good bit of movement, and I mean she's just keeping everybody a little bit off balance. But you got to think by the 3rd time through the lineup, you know everybody's seen her twice now, except for Jada, who's leading off. Gosh, their 3rd time through. Maybe they'll start figuring it out here.
We'll see what we can do here. They had an opportunity with 1 out and 2 on last inning, and weren't able to capitalize on that. So they're going to have to put together a little rally here with a 3-run deficit, getting into the later innings, bottom half of the 5th. Try and bunt their way on. That's going to go foul.
Jada just drops the head of that bat just enough. It seems like when the end of the bat is lower than the barrel or the butt of the bat, then it always seems like it's always a little pop up somewhere.
Swinging on that, strike 2.
She swung hard at that.
Just struggling to make contact. Hill is doing a really good job there. Hill, not your typical pitcher.
There's a good shot. That's
right to short.
It was a good 0-2 swing.
Yeah.
No, you're right. She's not necessarily overpowering with her speed, but she's definitely precise.
Yeah, and that's like I said. You got to hit those spots, and if you can hit the 4 corners, you can do a lot of damage. So 1 out here for Blake Bailey as she come back around to the top of the lineup here for the Lady Warriors. She's going to slap her way on right there.
That's what she wanted to do last time up.
Boy, she had a pick round on first. She almost got picked back off.
Yep, she was thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's what the Warriors need here to get a rally going.
So 1 on, 1 out here for Aubrey Gearhart. She walked her last time out, struck out her first time up. See what she can do here with 1 on. Takes strike 1. Good eye on that one. That was very similar to that first pitch, just a hair higher.
Yep.
Good patience there for Aubrey.
Might have been
What?
chasing one. I like our camera. When it hits that fence, sometimes we're getting a little wobble. I kind of like that. It adds to the effect.
Yeah. Well, that was the closest one I've seen. I'd like to see what that looked like on the camera. I wasn't watching, but that one was pretty close. 2-2 now here to Aubrey. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Gearhart trying to get on base here, keep this going. Nice eye right there. That looked like a little bit of a rise ball.
Blake Bailey, probably the fastest kid on the team. I'm not sure if Belcher not ready to test this catcher's arm yet.
Oh, got her on the inside corner.
She didn't like it. But that's awful. Even if it's not a perfect strike, man, you got two strikes on you. Anything close, you got to take a hack at.
So Crawford up here with 2 outs, 1 on here for the Warriors, bottom of the 5th, trailing 4-1 to the Morgan Township Cherokees. Takes ball 1 low. Crawford needs to get something positive here, help herself out. She's been doing a decent job on the mound. I mean, there's a shot, but it's going to be just foul.
I just missed your truck there, Steve.
I know. You said I was safe back there. Your daughter tries to hit the camera, and Crawford tries to hit the truck.
There you go.
That's
how we roll
may
in
have to
Winamac.
pull our coverage here at Winamac. Changes up and going to be outside for ball 2.
Kelsey, that was a long foul ball. Kelsey can hit the ball a long way.
Yeah, just way early on that one. If she could have straightened that out. Change up low. Hill with a little body language out there after that pitch. I don't know if she thought that was going to be bottom half of the strike zone or what. Misses outside, a little high, so Crawford gets on.
Well, tying run at the plate, Steve. It's a ball game.
Yeah. Grove walked her last time up. She had a solid hit to right field her first time up in the first inning. 2 on, 2 out. It's now or never here for the Warriors. Bottom of the 5th. They got to try and get something positive here, get a couple runs across, get back in this one. Takes ball 1 outside.
Now Lexi can tie this up with one swing. She clearly has the strength to put one over, but really just needs to focus on good contact, just moving the runners, getting on the base.
Takes strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ashley Moore, who helps us out with our Pioneer coverage, said that one that hit the fence right there next to the camera made her duck.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Grove's going to have to fight this one off, stay alive here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here for the Warriors. Bottom of the 5th. Ooh, got the outside corner. Gets her looking for strike 3. So the Warriors leave 2 once again. Second inning in a row and go scoreless. One at the top of the 6th. Morgan Township leads 4-1, and it's going to be Hill, Moore, and Kosecki up for Morgan Township.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt with my partner, Steve Stricker. Live from Winamac Park, where the Lady Warriors are trailing Morgan Township at a score of 4-1.
This is a good, we knew this would be a good test for the Warriors here coming out, first game of the season. They've done a lot of good stuff. They just really struggled. Hill has been throwing a really good game for Morgan Township. She's just not let them get a lot of solid contact on the ball. Really only one or two times did they get really good contact on the ball, and we saw the one out to right field that was caught by the right fielder, and we saw the one here in the last inning that went off the left field line by Crawford. And other than that, not a lot of solid contact. Hill's done a great job pitching, and she's your leadoff hitter here for the top of the sixth for Morgan Township. Takes ball one high.
Buddy Jeremy Lamer from Greensburg, Indiana, tuning in to watch the coverage today. Jeremy was, he teaches over at Milan High School, which is where Hoosiers was filmed. Or not filmed, that's where Hoosiers happened, right?
Yeah.
And filmed. The movie was also filmed there, but he's helped out with the baseball program there for quite a number of years.
So is he part of the Monterey Lamer clan?
He might be loosely connected. There's a couple of strains of Lamer up here, I think, but.
So Hill walks on 4 pitches to start off the top half of the sixth. Yeah, the Milan team won in 1954, which is actually the year my dad graduated high school. So
okay, nice.
He's gone now, but he was an Albee Nobby graduate.
Okay, cool.
Albee Nobby High School, Lighters Ford.
Gotcha. Cool. Now, Lighters Ford is a really good place, or it used to be. I used to really enjoy putting my boat in the Tippy Canoe just outside of Lighters Ford and floating it over to Monterey. That was a great stretch of the river.
I've done that a few times, not with a boat. Had a friend that we would do that with inner tubes, and we'd go to DeLong. We didn't get all the way to Monterey.
Right. It's a real pretty stretch of the Tippy Canoe. Really, this area, northern Indiana. Oh,
solid hit. Get her.
They're going to ring her up over at first.
Nice play.
That's a good recovery by Lexi.
Yeah, she, that was a hard hit ball, which gave her some time to recover. Get the 6-3 put out. That's a big out for Winamac with one on.
Is.
So Hill moves over to second on that. We talked about Hill throwing a really good game, and Crawford has not thrown a bad game.
Kelsey's battled out there. She's done a nice job. And this is a tough lineup at Morgan Township.
Oh, yeah,
this is definitely not a slouch team.
There's a solid hit ball to right.
That's going to find the yard there for a 2-run shot.
Kosecki's going to clear the bases with the second home run of the game for Morgan Township, and makes it 6-1 here in the top of the sixth.
Oh, I got to put a 2 spot. There we go. Still getting used to the setup here, but you guys figured out a pretty slick system.
Yeah, it works out pretty good, and it's just a little different. We had a 2-camera setup for basketball, and everything has its challenges. And I like the shot. We got the camera. We moved the camera to the inside of the fence, which is a little risky. We've had a couple of them come close to it, but so far she's held up, and I think it gives a nice shot. You don't have any fence to deal with. You don't have any bars on the corners, so nice shot of that. So that's going to bring up, well, this is a new So number 9, I don't know. Do you have a program?
You know what? Let me see if it's on there. I'm not sure if it is.
All right.
I think I just have Winamac's roster.
It's Cunningham's spot, but we got a new player, number 9, batting for her.
Nope.
Just Winamac. All right.
It's Mallory.
I heard that. Yeah, Mallory.
That worked out nicely.
So 3 balls, no strikes to Mallory. We've had that happen in basketball too, where you have somebody that gets in there. Maybe they were on the JV roster, and you try and work out who it is. And
so the Hammer, Jeremy Lamer, did text me back to clarify that he is not related to the Monterey Lamers.
Okay.
That he is very much a Winamac Lamer. So,
oh, really? I didn't realize there was different ones. So,
Yeah.
so Mallory walks on 5 pitches. Going to be back to the top of the lineup here for Hudgens.
Really didn't want to see that.
Dropped out in right field with the Mallory was holding up because it looked like it was going to be caught, so she advances to second.
Really surprised that ball didn't travel a little bit further up in the air like that.
So with 1 out, Laney Ruff going to come out. Runners on. We're going to have a powwow at the mound here. Let's see if they go with the pitching change or if we're going to stay.
Who we got up for Morgan Township? Laney Ruff.
Laney Ruff.
2, 3, 4 in the lineup. I think Coach Belcher's got to be thinking, man, if I can just get out of this inning 6-1, then I still got a chance to battle back. Probably just telling her girls to relax and, you know, enjoy the game and seize the moment here.
So she's going to leave Crawford in. See if she can battle through this. This is a good early season test here for the Warriors.
Yeah. And it doesn't do any harm to play a tough team and get beat.
Solid hit. That's going to find the gap off the fence in the right center. 1 run's going to score. And don't throw it. You're going to let her have that base versus losing that run going in. So 1 run across. Ruff moves to second. Bowling up to bat here. 7-1 here, top of the 6th. We're still with 1 out. Runners on second and third. Ashley Bolin grounded out to the pitcher last time up.
It's a good job keeping it in front of her on that drop ball in the dirt.
One ball, 1 strike to Bolin. Just gonna foul that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is a big at bat here. Crawford's got to get this girl out with 2 on. Got 3 runs across here in the inning.
Ashley Bolin's a tough out for Morgan Township.
Caught and right, runner tags. Gonna score from third. So the sacrifice to right. Gives Winamac 2 outs. Hutchins scores. That's going to bring up the catcher, Wells, with the runner at second. Strike 1. big shot. That one might be out of here, Tim.
Yeah, I think that's gone.
One run across. Wells clears the bases, so 2 runs score.
That was a shot right there. That's the hardest hit ball of the game.
Yeah. Well, you knew she had the power to do it. So 6 runs now across for Morgan Township here in the 6th inning. Click on that. Unlock that. No, the visitors. Just unlock. Okay, now go up there and
Stretch it.
nope. Just click on it. Okay. Now use your arrow key. Whoops. So just click on this. And then just use your arrows.
Oh, okay.
Just to slide that in.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So.
Well, hopefully there won't be a 10 spot in the visitors box very often this year.
So it's just a little adjustment you got to make. So
it's like
they're going to switch pitchers here. So while they're warming up here, we'll take a quick break here with the Morgan Township Lady Cherokees leading 10-1 here in the top of the 6th. Be back here in a moment on RTC TV4.
This is Oldview. And this is Now You.
5 wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. Aubrey Gearhart pitching now for Winamac. Sophomore, second year. She had a lot of innings last year as a freshman.
Good start there. Gets the strike on her first pitch. Left-hander, so that'll, I'm sure you don't see a ton of that as a high school batter.
Really the advantage, I think, of having a lefty is that you can go through a lineup and everybody get used to timing up a right-handed pitcher and where that release point is, and then you bring somebody in that's, throwing from the other side. And I think there's advantage to that at times.
Fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Lemons. Just got a piece of that one. You see this in your backyard quite a bit.
Yeah.
One pitching to the other.
Yes. Yep, I have over the years. Yep.
Oh, just misses on the outside corner.
He wanted to ring her up.
He did. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Warriors just trying to get out of this inning here. Change up to short.
Got the job done.
Makes the play, and the Warriors get out of the inning after 6 runs scored.
This is Oldview. And this is Now You.
5 wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt, my partner Steve Stricker. Where Winamac's seen their better days, down 10-1 heading into the bottom of the 6th here.
Yeah, that 6th inning really put a hurting on them. They got a 6 spot on them and 2 home runs in the inning. One by the catcher, Wells, and the other by Kosecki. And I think they were both 2-run homers too, so that didn't help anything either. Gerhardt came in and was able to get that last out, get the Warriors out of that inning And
you know, the more you go through a lineup and the more a really good hitter gets to see the same pitcher over and over again, you know, eventually they start timing her up. And Kelsey, you know, for a 10-1 ball game, Kelsey's really thrown, I think, very well, Steve, and just had a handful of hits that were hit hard. So,
yeah, that's the thing. It's Morgan has just, and you know, we talked about it too. If you make contact in this environment tonight with the way the wind's blowing, if you make a good solid contact, that's going to go an extra 25 feet.
Right.
And they've been able to take advantage of that. Winamac just struggling to make that contact. So Ella's going to be up here first for Winamac as they try and battle back from a 10-1 deficit here in the bottom of the 6th. Lights are on. I like it. It's a nice environment here, despite the score. It's been a fun night. A little chilly. Should have brought the little salamander and plugged that in.
There you go.
I think they would have minded.
I don't think anybody would have cared, honestly. It might have got really crowded over here,
right. Pot foul out of play. That might be over in the baseball field behind us.
You know, that's a good opportunity to see what your ball club's made out of, too. You come out with a 10-1 deficit. How do the girls respond? What are they going to do with it? You know, they battle back and keep believing and fight, or do they roll over? So,
yeah, that's a long season, first game of the year, and you know, like you said, coming into this, you're playing probably one of the toughest teams you're going to play all season long. Of course, Pioneer's going to be right up there as well. But, yeah, you got to, you know, see how they perform. Everybody can do well in the best situations. It's how you react when you're down 9.
Absolutely. Start running low on softballs here.
Yeah.
The plate.
I thought I did a lot of games last summer over at the Rochester Youth League fields, and they had a neat thing that when the ball was hit foul, you know, return the ball to the concession stand and they'd give you a free drink.
Yeah, we used to actually do that here.
Yeah.
I don't know why we got away from that.
Well, as many foul balls as they had, they were giving away some drinks last year, so that might be why they got away from it.
It might be a bad business decision.
At some point, the ball might be cheaper to give away than a drink.
Right.
So they get Gearhart out on strikes. It's going to bring up Roush. She hit a hard one her first time up out to right field. It was caught. Walked her second time up. Takes ball 1 low. Gets that one. That one was change up. That's going to be a put out. 5-3 put out. So that brings up Sopsack.
It's like
changing up. So they're going to sub in number 8, Faith Pratt. Foul tip on her first. 0-1 count here to Pratt. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 2. What year is Faith? Did you?
I think Faith's a junior.
A junior, okay.
Yep.
Change up, gets her looking, strike 3. It's going to be the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors after 6. Morgan Township leads 10-1. Top half of the 7th coming up. It's going to be Hill, Moore, and Kosecki for Morgan Township.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt with my partner Steve Stricker, coming to you live from the banks of the Mississippi. Not the Mississippi, the Tippecanoe. All right, so the banks of the Tippecanoe. So the Tippecanoe runs encapsulates the entire park here. I need to turn that on. There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, Winamac's gotten roughed up a little bit tonight.
Yeah, they had done a nice job there. That 6th inning really put a hurt on them with a 6th spot put up by Morgan Township. 2 dingers in the inning, with both of those being 2-run shots. So Morgan
up until that point, things were under control.
Yeah, they were in the game that 1 inning, and you see that a lot, in softball. The 1 inning, it seems like the wheels kind of come off. Aubrey's come in and thrown some nice pitches here. Just misses that one on the outside corner. Ella tried to frame that one up. Three balls, 1 strike to Hill.
I'm going to call that one just a little bit high.
Hill reaches on the walk. That's going to bring up Moore. Moore grounded out to short her last time up. Has a walk. Actually 2 ground outs and a walk here tonight. Ball, no strikes.
Aubrey having a little trouble finding the strike zone to start the 7th here.
There she goes. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Moore. It's just like basketball. Sometimes you just need to see the ball go in the hoop.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to see the ball go across. There's a foul tip. That one was close. How'd that one look, Ashley? Full count here for Moore. See what Aubrey can do.
Ooh. Oh, he didn't want to. I don't know if he called that outside or.
Just, yeah, it might have been a little high and outside, but that one was close. That was one of those you could have went either way with.
He may not have anywhere he needs to get to tonight.
He does a nice job. It's like I think all got different helmets. I'm just now seeing this, Tim.
Yep. It's a sign that there's a lot of girls that play travel ball. Oh,
out.
Gets her at 3rd.
Nice job. Gonna try to get him at 2nd.
Tried a little delayed steal there.
So Hill gets called out there on the steal. Moore moves over to second. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Kosecki. That's a shot in the short center.
That's going to be a little duck snort.
Quickly in, almost gets the runner going from second to third. It's going to be a single for Kosecki. Just dropped into no man's land. It's going to bring up Mallory. One out here in the top of the 7th. Nice changeup there. Mallory out ahead of that one. No balls, 1 strike. Hit solid. That's kind of a looper. Played. Oh,
ouch. She was fully stretched out. That did not look comfortable.
No, not at all. See, I can't even touch my toes. That would have been. So the base is loaded for Hudkins. And that one's going to go just fair. 1 run across. Second run across, and we're going to end up with a double. Runners at second and third. It's going to bring up Ruff. There's a strike. That one's going to be trouble out in the right center.
Ouch.
And another homer. That's a 3-run homer. So the Lady Warriors here trying to find the last 2 outs of the top of the 7th here. 5 runs across for Morgan. Last 2 innings have been got a little conversation here. Not sure what's going on with the 2 umpires. So we're in the top of the 7th with 1 out here. 5 runs across. Just had a 3-run homer by Laney Ruff. And
how many home runs is that for Morgan Township tonight? Got at least
4, I think.
Is that 4?
Yeah. And they had 2 in the last inning. So 1 there.
You don't have to count them up.
No, I'm curious to see. Maybe it is only 3. But they've been 2 2-runners and a 3-runner. So 7 runs across on home runs. One ball, 1 strike to Bolin. Just misses off the outside corner. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh,
Ouch.
hits the batter. So Boland's going to take first. It's going to bring up Wells. Wells had a 2-run home run her last time up. Just misses off the corner. Ball 2. Three balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss. 3-1. One out here in the top of the 7th. I thought that was a walk.
Maybe she thought a couple of those early ones that were called balls were strikes.
Gonna bring up Carly Lemons. She grounded out to third her last time up, and possibly gonna get a throwing error. One run's gonna score. And we're gonna have runners on the corners. It's going to bring up Hill. Second go around here this inning. She was picked off trying to steal a third her first at bat.
Uh-oh. That's going to be another home run.
Off the tree.
That's a 3-run bomb. Is that correct? I think it is.
Yeah, runners on the corners. 3 more runs score here, and the wheels have come off for the Lady Warriors here in the 6th and 7th. 6 runs. They're 9 runs. Hadn't changed that yet.
Now batting 10 more.
Did we miss something? They got 18 on there.
That was a 3-run shot, and it was 16-1. Yeah, that is a 3-run shot.
Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pop out to third. Yeah, I've got 9 and they had 10, so I'm gonna stay with 19-1. So Moore pops out, brings up Kosecki with 2 outs. Here in the top of the 7th. Two balls, no strikes to Kosecki. Finds the strike zone for 3-1 count. Trying to find that third out here. Mallory's going to be up. Strike one. One ball, one strike to Mallory here. Kosecki on first for the Lady Cherokees. Strike two. Let's get this strikeout here. Solid shot off of the right fielder. Rounding third. One run across. Mallory's going to be in at second with a double. It's going to be back up to the top of the order to Hudkins. Hudkins takes strike one. Foul out of play. 0-2 count now to Hudkins. And that's going to be out of play again. It's going to find the gap between first and second. Runner's going to round. One run across. So we're going to have a sub. So Ruff is going to be subbed out, number 7. Epler, that sound right?
I think it sounds right.
Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Gets the strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike to Epler. Gets that one foul tip, strike 2. Gets the strikeout for the last out of the inning on the looking strikeout. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here with the bottom of the 7th. Got 11 runs across for Morgan Township. We're going to be down to Perry, Collins, and Bailey for the Warriors as we move into the bottom of the 7th.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett with my partner Steve Stricker, where the Lady Warriors are seeing their better days, trailing Morgan Township by a score. I have 21-1. The scorekeepers upstairs have 20-1 or 20-1 on the scoreboard out in the outfield. But you know, when you get this kind of score, it really doesn't matter that much. If it was a 1 or 2 run game, we might make sure that we had it right. So
Well, it's been fun. The Warriors really did a great job up until the last 2 innings, giving up 17 through those 2 innings. But, you know, they played them tough with 4 runs through the first 5. Just haven't really been able to make much contact on Hill. She's just been throwing a whale of a game.
Yes, she has.
And you know, that long inning didn't really affect her any. She goes right back to the well and hits strike 1. Oh, and 2 count here quickly for Perry. Takes ball low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's going to be fouled back out of play. So, Tim, you'll be back here on Thursday night as the Lady Warriors host Hebron. Morgan Township is actually going to be over in Argus tomorrow night. And the Lady Dragons in their home opener. We won't be covering that game, unfortunately. It's going to be a foul off of third base, out of play. The Lady Dragons lost earlier tonight up at Culver in their first game of the year. Congratulations to the Lady Cavs picking up the win. Supposed to have Rochester last night in the season opener for the Lady Zebras, but that game got moved back to Friday as the field was still pretty soggy from the weekend rain. There's a nice solid contact. And that's going to drop into left center for a hit. She's going to try for 2 and gets in. So a double.
A little bit of life left out there.
Yeah. And that was a, that was a good job for her to extend that to 2 because she could have settled for a single.
Good effort by the center fielder for Morgan Township. Fully stretched out on a cold night like this, going for the ball.
So, all right, Perry gets over to third on the steal. So we got a substitute number 12 in for Collins. You know who this is?
Alyssa Pinacaro.
Pinacaro. Fouls that one back. 0-2 count to Pinacaro. Yeah, so we'll be down at Fansler Field in Rochester on Friday. Pinacaro goes out swinging.
Now batting, number 2, Bailey.
For the Lady Zebras home opener against Triton. And they're going to be back in action with a little 3-way with Pioneer and Carroll on Saturday. So Rochester will play Pioneer in the first game at noon. Then Carroll will play Pioneer at 2, and then Rochester plays Carroll then at 4. So there's 3 games over at Fansler on Saturday for the Rochester Lady Zebras. Bailey, big swing and a miss. One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Morgan Township leads. There's a slap into left.
Gonna drop. That's trouble.
Bailey's going to go for second and gets in, and the errant throw. Bailey's going to advance to third with the RBI double, and a throwing error gets her over to third. So the Lady Warriors able to get a run across here in the bottom of the 7th. Aubrey Gerhardt up at the plate with Blake Bailey on third. Be nice to see Aubrey get a hold of one, get Get something positive going here. There she goes. Solid contact in the right. And it's caught. Bailey's going to tag up. And she gets the sacrifice RBI. So 2 runs across. Sac fly for Aubrey Gerhardt. It's going to bring up Crawford here with 2 outs. So the Warriors showing some resolve here in the bottom of the 7th, showing they're not going to quit. I smell a Spanish cheese dog.
I think I do too. To work some kind of deal out with the concession stand.
Right. Crawford goes down for the last out, and that's going to wrap it up here. Both teams going to meet, shake hands. Final score, we have it as 21-3. They've got it at 20-3 on the scoreboard. We're going to agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah. I lack passion about even getting to the bottom of that answer.
Right. Well, the Warriors get a couple runs across on 2 hits here in the bottom of the 7th. So they show a little bit of a fight, get a couple runs there, and just kind of fell apart. They're in the 6th and 7th on the defensive side of things, and had 17 runs scored for Morgan Township. Makes it kind of rough. But they'll battle back. They got another game, a lot more games to come. So, you know, it's a young team.
Might be a good wake-up call, too, you know, to get them working a little bit harder in practice and start dialing in. Maybe they have a little false sense of confidence or think they're a little bit better than they are, and maybe this will help get them in gear and get them focused in the right direction, Steve.
So you'll be back here on Thursday as the Lady Warriors take on Hebron here from Winamac Town Park. And that'll be our next game here on RTC TV4. We'll have probably some softball coming your way on Friday with the Rochester Lady Zebras hosting Triton. We'll have to see how Thursday goes. I think there was a call for some rain.
Yep.
So
obviously, like that's a possibility.
Yeah, obviously everything is weather, you know, pending here in the spring in Indiana. So, well, it was a good game. I mean, for us,
for a while.
For the broadcast. I mean, we got the game broadcast.
Yeah.
So
yep,
it wasn't a great game for the Lady Warriors, but. You know, they'll be 0-1 to start the season with Morgan Township. It's a strong team right there. They're going to have some success this year, I think.
Absolutely, no doubt, no doubt. Good team. You like to have good teams on your schedule, and sometimes you don't necessarily want to start out with one of the best ones on there, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So very good. Well, Steve, I sure had fun with you tonight. Glad you made the trip to Winamac.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a little chilly, but we'll get the truck warmed up and get it going and get warmed up. So thanks for all you do here for Winamac, for not only the sports but the community, and we appreciate everything that the school and everybody has helped us to do over here. And we'll wrap things up here and come back here possibly on Thursday if the weather allows for another game for the Winamac Lady Warriors.
Cool. Well, thank you for tuning in to the broadcast.